Today I want to talk about sanders, specifically electric power sanders. So I've got the three most popular sanders available to the do-it-yourselfers, and even the pros use these tools. The least aggressive would be an orbital finishing sander. Then you can move up a little more aggressive would be a random orbit sander. And then finally, the most aggressive would be a belt sander. There are a couple of things I love about this tool. First, it's affordable, easy to use, very safe, and you don't have to buy any special abrasives. All you need is some standard sandpaper, cut it into quarter sheets. That's why this is often called a quarter sheet sander, because it uses 1/4 sheet of sandpaper from a full sheet. And the way this works is it has paper clamps and allows you to slip the paper in and then just close it. And there's one on the back side as well. So once it's in place, it's called an orbital sander because the pad moves in little tiny circles, little orbits. Not hard to use, not dangerous to use, but it's a very effective tool for smoothing wood that's not too rough, and for knocking down finishes to make a nice smooth finish, a varnish finish, something like that. Anyway, I use this tool all the time. Moving up to the next aggressive sander would be a random orbit sander. Now this one, as I said, just accepts standard sandpaper cut into quarter sheets. This you have to buy discs. Now the reason I call it a random orbit sander is that not only does it spin, we can see it spins completely 360 degrees, but what's a little harder to see, you see it right at the end there, it also orbits. So like this tool, it orbits in little circles and it spins, which is what I call a random orbit. And I'll show you that again. Finally, the beast of all beasts, the belt sander. If you want to remove heavy stock, this is the tool to use. They come in various sizes based on the size of the belt. This one is a 3x21. I wrote it there because sometimes I forget. I have a couple of belt sanders. I always forget what size belt this one takes. And the way it takes the belt, it has a little lever. What happens when you pull that, it brings that front pulley forward, which allows you to slip the belt on and off. And again, these come in various grits, you know, from really coarse to slightly finer. You slip it on, lock it down, make sure it's locked in place. The other feature of this tool I want you to notice is this knob. Almost every belt sander has this, and it's an adjustment knob to keep the belt running true. So you put the belt on, and let's say the belt is not centered and it's moving right or left on the platen. The platen is this metal pad underneath there. What you can do is turn this, and that will adjust the belt exactly where you need it. So that's why that is great. It allows you to send, look, it's right perfectly on that plane, right in the middle. Because if it starts going off one way or the other, it'll tear the belt and you have to get a new belt. Okay, so you don't have any sanders and you're thinking of getting one. Where do you start? Well, if you're a novice do-it-yourselfer that does just light woodworking and home improvement projects, I would just start with the orbital finishing sander. It's very affordable, it's very safe to use, and so I'd start with that. Then as your skills and your projects increase, I would move up to the random orbit sander. This is a nice versatile sander because you can use it to remove some stock, as you might with a belt sander, but you can also do some fine finishing as you would with an orbital sander. So I would start with the orbital, move up to the random orbit, and then if necessary, then you can eventually get a belt sander. Whenever you're using any kind of tool that causes a lot of vibration, especially an orbital finishing sander or a random orbit sander, get a pair of vibration absorbing gloves. They actually make gloves specifically for this purpose, and they're just half gloves that have a really thick pad. I don't know what it's made out of, but they have a really thick pad in the palm, and that helps absorb that vibration. Yeah, this one vibrates a lot. So, to reduce fatigue, be sure to wear these gloves when using these tools. If you enjoyed this video, please support us by liking and subscribing. Hey, thanks for watching.